Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Greg, appreciate that, man. James, thank you for supporting the stream. Morning, guys. Abel, Chef, how you doing? Closer, Rob, Bob. We got Rob, we got Bob. How you doing, guys? Welcome back. Appreciate that, James. All right. Yesterday, what a day. What's up, Margin? Yeah, it's chilly here, man. I got to start wearing sweatshirts. I refuse to put the heat on in my house. Am I, I'm a cheap, you know what? I don't know. And also, I don't like the smell. You guys know that smell when you put the heat on in your house? It's burning off all the dust. So I don't put the heat on in my house. But what a day. What a beautiful day. Yesterday, yes, sir. CMP, thank you, man. Hey, what's up, man? Appreciate that. Thanks for supporting. Loved the video yesterday. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going to do it every day. It's easy, actually. Because I can just basically pop in the live trade and not do anything. So easy to post those. Yeah. Put the heat on in your house. Turning the heater on is annoying because, yeah, it's just the smell. Yeah, the smell sucks. So I put it on the other day and I was like, nope, turn this thing off. Welcome back, guys. Happy Tuesday. All right, let's get it started. So yesterday, fantastic thesis. Yeah, just fantastic thesis. Very pleased with the read yesterday. S&P 500, we're not shorting the S&P 500 if it's opening the day over the Friday, Thursday's lows. Just didn't make sense. That was the right call. The SMH, didn't want to short it underneath or as it's trading above the daily 20. That was the right call. The only concern of the yesterday's morning was the Nasdaq, but the Nasdaq quickly reclaimed those lows, and we saw the result of that. So, pretty nice. A lot of our setups worked beautifully. AMD, oh my God. Yeah, AMD yesterday couldn't have been better, man. Wasn't able to catch a piece of this one. Had a great day yesterday, but unfortunately was not able to catch a piece of this bad boy right here. Vertical off the open and vertical and staying vertical pretty much the entire day. But our read on the AMD pullback to that 235 spot was just awesome. What a beautiful pullback along there on AMD. Some of our MU, WDC calls and reads were really nice. The Amazon read, if you guys joined the mentorship, or not the mentorship, the webinar on that Thursday for free, right? If you showed up, what was our thesis on that trade? You guys probably should remember that if you were there. If you were there on that Thursday, we talked about Amazon. We were looking for that trade sort of over the inflection point at 243, right? And guess what? I took that exact trade yesterday. So we game planned for a 243 hold on Amazon on Thursday of last week, and there it is on yesterday, on Monday, for a 30% gain on Amazon. Beautiful. Game plan, execution, couldn't have been better. So, beautiful day yesterday. With that said, let's just get into our normal stuff here. Today, economic calendar. Let me pull it up. We do have AMD earnings tonight. But economic calendar today, we can see nothing really to worry about. Yeah. Was there something here yesterday? WDC is ripping now? Oh, don't tell me that, Chef. Yeah. What a stock. What a stock. These two things are just wild. WDC and SNDK, wild stocks, man. Yeah, did Jolts get taken off? Amped, what's up, brother? I think it got taken away. Is it something? Did the government shut down? Am I missing something? Did something happen overnight that I missed? Okay, yeah. Morning jolts, delayed government shutdown. Got it. Got it. Hold on a second. Huh. Anyways. Okay. What's WDC doing? Okay, great. All right. Anyways, let me focus back up here. Something cool happened in the group. If it's true, the top trader on Kinfo is in our group. I had no idea. He's been up there for a long time too. I've seen him up there for a long time. GG. Huh. I wonder if that's actually him. I sent him a DM. Okay. Anyways, let me focus up here. That was pretty cool to see. So Tuesday, nothing. Government shut down. I guess we're not going to get our jolts. I guess. Okay. Sure. We don't need it. Let's go to the earnings calendar. Earnings calendar. We have AMD tonight, PayPal this morning, AMD tonight, SMCI tonight, Chipotle tonight. Tomorrow, Uber, Lilly, Google, ARM, Qualcomm. So some big names, just know that, over the next few days. Okay? All right. Let's get into the levels. WDC is absolutely ripping right now. Okay, great. WDC, what was the news? Share repurchase? 4 billion of share repurchases. Wow. Okay, so WDC, 4 billion of share repurchases. That is, that looks like that's going to go higher today. But let's get into the levels. So, Nasdaq futures. Yesterday, we were sort of watching that Thursday, Friday low. We were paying attention to see if we could get back above it. If you remember from right here, we were looking at the previous, hold on, my TOS thing is off. We were looking to see if we can get above that previous Thursday low, that Friday low. We went right above that, ripped basically straight off the open above that level. And from that point, it was pretty much over from there. If we zoom out and go to the hourly chart, there is now a new level that I'd like to see hold today. And that is right here. I think this is a great pullback long spot, or a pullback spot to be watching today. And it is right around this 25,818 to 25,845. These highs here, these lows here, and then the lows that developed yesterday. So that looks like a pretty nice spot today. This Friday high, this Monday low here, and then yesterday's lows. If I go down to the 15-minute chart, you can see that that is exactly where we held yesterday. 25,818 to 25,845. Holding. That's my spot I'd like to see hold today if we do get pullbacks. There and that daily 20 SMA would be a very interesting spot to see if we can get a pullback hold. If we fail below that daily 20 today, if we do get a little bit of drama back below that daily 20, then I don't mind this little spot here at 25,740. But anything under that daily 20 is going to be just a little bit cautious. And why do I say that? Right? Why do I think I'm a little bit cautious below that daily 20? Well, it's because you went straight up, right, guys? So straight up concerns me a little bit there. All right, do we need to sort of fill in some of that? Do we need to do like a 50% retracement? Do we need to come back maybe to the daily 50? Do we need to see something like this and then build higher? That is definitely a concern of mine today, and I'll just be generally cautious of that before I just start longing with my eyes closed, right? So just generally cautious of that potential. I would love to see this daily 20 hold tight and the continuation stem off that. But if we do need to dip a little bit deeper, I think it's totally fine and totally still bullish. You just have to understand that you went straight up yesterday, and you might need to fill in some of this straight up action. So something to be aware of. If you do move higher today and you just sort of start higher and continue higher, 26,050, 26,100 is your level to beat. You have the highs here from Thursday, you have the lows here from Wednesday, and you will need to get above this area here to really get the next big push on the Nasdaq. Above 26,100, I got to believe that momentum's going to be picked up, and you might even see this thing move towards 26,300 here and these highs on the Nasdaq futures. I think that's very possible. But you're going to need to see a nice, strong hold over 100, that's for sure. Okay, so that's my spot on the Nasdaq. I like this spot. I'm cautious of these highs here. You got a little bit of a channel going on this morning. I would love a little dip and rip. I think that's definitely the correct thesis to look for. A little bit pullback to start, back towards the daily 20, and then find that, or possibly back towards that daily 50 and then find it. Right? I'm not going to look to just chase longs into this supply high, into these highs, into these lows. So cautious up there on the Nasdaq futures. If we go to the QQQ, that is pretty much right where we're sitting. QQQ is sitting right at our 630 spot. You can see that 630 high has been tough to get above. If the QQQ can develop a hold over 630, I think that is very meaningful and could facilitate the upside continuation. So just watch this 630 level today. The pullback long that I would like to be looking for today on the QQQ, right now it seems to me like right around this 625 spot. So if you zoom in on this, or if you put a level at this 625 spot, you can see right here we had previous highs, we had lows, and we have lows right there, 625. So watching that 625 level on the Qs today, if we do get a pullback, that's right here from this overnight, or actually from the intraday holds that came in yesterday. 30-minute chart, you can see it quite well. Here, 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 625. So that's sort of 630 to 625. That's like our little 5-point range right here. If we can get over that 630 and see momentum, I don't see why you're not looking for this all-time high, to be quite honest. If you can really get a quality hold over that 630 today, if that momentum is there, if WDC is ripping, if MU is ripping, if SNDK is on an absolute tear, if semiconductors, if the Palantir strength sticks from earnings, right? If all those things are looking strong today, then I don't see why you're not getting that all-time high push here soon. So we'll see. Need to get over 630, need to hold it, need to see something valid above that, and then we look for that opportunity. If we get a failure there, 625, daily 20. And then again, what do we always talk about? No good deed goes unpunished. This is possibly too good of a deed. Do you need a straight down move here? Do we need another pullback to this level? It's possible, right? Keep it on the realm of opportunities, the realm of possibilities. It's definitely there. S&P 500, beautiful spot, really clean here. What a beautiful flip back over December highs. 69.94, 69.91, which was Friday highs. The December highs, that is the high of December's monthly candle. So yesterday, you can see on the 1-minute chart, you held above the December monthly candle pretty much perfectly, right? Look at that. That's December's monthly candle high. Hold, 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 little trap, hold right there, all right? Intraday, 1-minute chart, all throughout the afternoon, holding right above the December monthly candle. That is bullish, right? So today, I would definitely be looking for pullback longs at the December highs on the S&P 500. That is abundantly clear on the ES here. Highs, lows, lows, highs, highs, intraday lows yesterday. Bam, bam, right? That's exactly where I'd like to look for today. 69.91, 69.94. If you do fail back below that level today, then you will trade back to the daily 20, and you will trade back to the 69.69 right here. And that would also be a great, in my opinion, retracement long to be looking for. So if you want to look long today, there's really only two spots that are valid. It's here, it's here. Those are the only two long spots that I would look for. I would not look to long into these highs. I would not look to be long at all-time highs. I would be looking to be long on a pullback long, having a good entry for the continuation move, not chasing highs into all-time highs, okay? If you fail under the daily 20 and 69.69, then you might be looking for a full pullback here, guys. So is that possible? Absolutely, it's possible. So always keep that on watch, okay? SPY, S&P 500 right here, 697, 699, major highs here on the SPY, right? Definitely some rejections in this area, very possible. Where's the pullback level? It is extremely clear. Bam, 694, 693.50. Highs, lows, lows, highs, highs. Bam, bam, right? Right there. That's the money spot. Look to see if that can hold. If that breaks, daily 20 is likely there, right, for another potential hold. That's sort of like right in the 691 spot. But to be honest, I think you'd want to see that 694 hold. That's definitely the money spot for me on the SPY today. So what would I look for? Morning fades, right? Reject this high. Give me that little panic attack. Everyone starts to panic. Oh, my God, why is the market going straight down? I'm going to short it at this low. Bam, straight back up. The market's rigged. I don't know why I keep losing trading, right? That whole situation that you guys that have been around for a long time hopefully are starting to understand how the market works, right? Wow, this is a great short. I'm going to short it down here. I can't believe I keep losing. Why? Because you have no sense of where you're shorting at. You cannot short into this area here, right? So if you're going to short today, you better be shorting bright and early, but that's just too risky for me. I'm not going to short here after this strong move. So the short's just not on the table at all for me today. There's just no interest in the short here. I would just be pretty much sitting cozy, waiting for the morning downside to come in and seeing if I can find that long develop in a bullish move that we're having. So that's my read. Just not going to look to short a bullish market here. It really hasn't paid. And, you've gotten some blips, of course, but the comeback has always been just juicier. So let's see if we can get some pullbacks, right? Not wanting to short does not mean that you irrationally long, okay? We have to all understand that. You need to make sure you understand that in your trading. If you don't want to short a bullish market, that doesn't mean you just long at highs, okay? All right? That's a very big difference there. All right. IWM, sexy. Does anyone want to see the absolute perfection reaction at 259.87? So yesterday, if you guys paid attention, right, we had 259.87, which was this low right here, right? Take a look at this 1 minute chart at 259.87 yesterday. That is pretty damn perfect. Look at that. That is so sexy. That's what I dream of, at least. I don't know about everyone, but that's what I dream of. Something just like this. That's that's like the memes, right? He's probably thinking about girls. No, he's probably just thinking about this right here. That's all I'm thinking about. That is awesome. 1 minute chart, right? This is all we talk about all the time. Find your levels on the hourly. Find your levels on the 4 hour. Find the major inflection points, which for us yesterday was 259.87, right? And then go into the short-term time frames and find the reaction at that level and trade it, right? And look at that absolute perfection. Just awesome. So that trade on IWM, pretty much a perfect thesis yesterday. The reclaim ripper right above these lows. That's a reclaim ripper. So today, I would look for a pullback to that level again, right? To be quite honest, look for a little retracement, little one of these. Give me a little 50% retracement of this move, right? We went straight up. Give me a 50% retracement. Give me a move back down to that 259, 260. Give me a higher low. Give me a rip, right? Long right here. That's exactly what I would be looking for today. So something that you could be watching on the IWM. Gold. Good thesis yesterday not to short this move. I still would not short this move. The only spot you could look to maybe look for a lower high, potential lower high rejection, I think would maybe be around this 5,000 spot. These previous lows here, these lows, these highs. You could get maybe a little bit of a lower high rejection here. But after seeing what gold sort of capitulated down into, I just really have no interest in fighting against this. These highs, these lows, that's a massive spot that you held. We talked about this yesterday. Yeah, again, a monitor of metals here. Silver reclaiming. That's a really important reclaim for silver, may I add. I would definitely not look to short silver if you are above 82.67. That is for sure. This high here, 82.67 reclaiming. Just really not an interesting short at all. So if anything, I would look for a pullback hold at that level, 82.67. If you go out to the hourly chart, actually, let's go back to the 4 hour. You can just perfectly see the reclaim that is stepping in above that level. Here, here, here. This really could continue back to the upside. So if you're going to trade silver, you better trade it off a key spot. That would be the spot I'd be looking for. Looking at 850, yeah, I mean, that's the spot. I'd agree, CMP. Yeah, right in there. Right in that 850, 845. A little bit of this, a little bit of this. I like it. Fail below that, you definitely could sort of go back to the 600. Just watch out for that daily 20, daily 50. They always love to play games at those spots. All right. SMH, sick. So yesterday, we opened the day right above the daily 20 on the SMH. We said, please don't short the semiconductors into the daily 20. And we just went vertically higher. So that is quite the vertical move. How about this right here? Take a look at this reaction right here. So this is another reclaim ripper, the RR. Take a look at this. See this low right here? 403.17. Take a look at what 403.17 did on the short-term time frames. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. Let's take a little look at 403.17. Huh. That's pretty damn nice, huh? That's a perfect reclaim ripper right above All of our 430. Look at this. I mean, this is just absolutely insane. Highs, 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 lows, 403.17, 1 minute chart, bam, 403.17. I actually saw a lot of you guys message me. Well, obviously, you guys were in the group yesterday, but you guys in Zoom that were watching the live trade, a lot of you guys were, took this long on SMH, so congratulations. That is just absolutely perfection. So SMH still on an absolute ripper. Today, pullback longs, 408, 407. Bam, bam. That would be great. Let's see if that happens. All right. That is going to be it for the ETFs, futures, SPY, Qs. Press that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. And let's get into some equities. Tesla, not interested. Throw it away. Over 430 maybe, but not interested. Nvidia, not interested. Price action's a disaster. 185, 186 maybe, but just not interesting. AMD was one of our main watches yesterday. This thing went vertically higher. Just really no opportunity to get a confident entry on this one, unfortunately. Hourly chart on AMD. I would love to see a pullback here. 244, 242 again. Back to these highs, or these lows, back to these lows. This level held great yesterday at 244. Take a look at this hold on the 1 minute chart right in here. That would really be where I'd like AMD to come back to for another long. That would be great. Without that, not that interested. 257, you might just sort of go right into it today. You have earnings in the after hours, so IV is going to be very high. So if we can get a pullback, might be interesting. If not, might just leave it alone. Broadcom, I think only a matter of time here, my friends. Obviously, we'll see what AMD's earnings does for this name, but I like it, right? 340. If you get above this 340, if you get above that daily 20, I think there's some interest there on Broadcom. This is a really nice consolidation still. I just need that rip, right? Just need that reclaim of 340. So got my alert set, waiting to see if it happens. MU, 417 yesterday was sick. 428 was also pretty sick. If we go to 428, we can see a nice, this was just sort of an intraday quick and aggressive long right above 428 yesterday. Would love to see it again if we can get a pullback there. Little pullback to 428, little one of these, little retracement long back to that 428 spot. I would really like that. We might not get it. MU might just be on a heater, but 452, 456 is definitely a heavy high. I would prefer one of these first. WDC, awesome, awesome trade yesterday. Pretty much right off our levels. 255, 257 was exactly our game plan yesterday. We were looking for the reclaim of that 257. It was perfect. It created an amazing long. Today, I have some daily highs here at 284, right here. So a little bit careful of 284 on WDC today. Some daily highs to be careful of. If you can get a hold above, I think you'll love a move into 300. But if you can get a pullback back to 257, that would be even better. But, 284, that's the spot. SNDK holding perfectly above these daily highs here. We have daily double top highs here around 676, 69. If we go to the 30-minute chart, we can see we are perfectly holding above that area. So watching for holds above 664, 676 on SNDK. And then this hold right here, man, yesterday above 614. See this little high right here? Take a look at 614 yesterday. Unreal. 614, bam, hold, little flagging consolidation, squeezing off the 614 level. Why 614? Go to the 15-minute. Look at the reclaim ripper. Absolutely incredible. Highs into lows. That's all you need, guys. That's all you need. You don't need anything else, right? Focus on it. Make it simple. That is such a simple look. It's so understandable. And if you can just focus on one thing and master it, like, why would I need anything else besides, can we hold back above this high? It's like, it's not hard to understand. Can I get a hold back above this high? If yes, I'm going to look for a long. Okay, right? I'm holding above this high. I'm going to look for a long. I made 100%. That's it. When you're wrong, you take your loss, right? It doesn't always work. Nothing in trading does, but just a perfect price action read. So what a beautiful day yesterday. Again, it's just one of the cleaner days yesterday for sure. STX, another one with the memory that I am very interested in today. This is one of my top watches, actually. I would absolutely adore a pullback to 434 here. This would be an incredible look today. Previous lows, previous highs from yesterday. Little one of these, little one of these. I think this could be a sick move if we can get this. 434 pullback would be sick. 411 pullback would also be great. You have daily highs here at 450, 453 to be careful of. So 434 pullback for me today would be awesome. Palantir. Congratulations to the Palantir YOLOers. I think this beat expected move. Either way, I think I'm excited. I'm finally excited to watch this stock again. Great hold off that 147 major level that really needed to hold, and it sure as hell did. You're back above these highs and back above the daily 200. So this could be an awesome little break and retest long off the daily 200. This is definitely a top watch today. Let's see if this thing can find some juice. Moves up to 172 looks very possible. That's definitely something I'm watching today. Apple, surprisingly nice yesterday, but I think I'm sort of not a big fan. I need a pullback to 262 on Apple. I'm not really a chaser of Apple. The price action just doesn't really warrant chasing. It's not really that strong of a momentum name, so going to stay away from it. Maybe it goes higher today. But, yeah. Google, not much. Need a pullback to 341. Not sure you're going to get it. Costco. Costco. Yeah. Yep. Missed it again. Incredible pullback. Absolutely perfection. Highs, break, retest, perfect level, previous highs into lows. Crazy move. So today, Costco could still be interested. If Costco can hold above this daily high at 964, I'd be interested for a move to 981. Above that, back to 1,000. Costco and Walmart. Shout out Comfort. Deserving the shout out he deserves. Where is it? Look at this Walmart tracking inside the group. Look at this, just pristine tracking of a play. Walmart. There, right? The retest. Bam. Starting to work out. Bam. Bam. Updates. Bam, 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 bam. All the updates on Walmart from January 30th. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Bam, bam, bam. Look at the retest on Walmart. This might be one of the best retest trades to even look. This might just be a new staple in terms of break and retest action. Look at this ridiculous action. Perfect highs into perfect lows. Perfect highs into perfect lows, right? Look at that structure, man. Boom. 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 So now you're looking for this high to turn into new lows for your next long. Really nice. Really nice. Okay. What else did I want to go over today? Anything else I like? Meta, It's sort of rejecting. I don't mind the rejection play. If Nasdaq's weak, I don't mind the rejection play. Amazon, we went over. Palantir, SNDK, STX, WDC, MU, AMD, GLW. Oof, look at that. Yeah, we talked about this one, right? Corning. Yeah, remember we talked about this. What a pullback. What a pullback. Huh. Okay. Yeah, it didn't quite come all the way back. We had that alert. Look, I remember we talked about this and I put that alert, right? 96.55. Damn, it didn't hit it. Got close. Did pull back. Just didn't quite hit the full gap fill. I mean, today the only trade you could look for is a break above these highs. That's really it, right? I'd say that's about it in terms of potential opportunity. 118.39 117.25. If you can get above those highs, then maybe there's another break and retest long above. That's about it. USAR, yep, good pullback on the rare earth lately. A little bit of a sort of pullback opportunity potentially on the whole sector. Nice pullback to that 19 spot and that daily 20 on USAR. MP also pulling back a little bit. Sort of de-risked. I still hold 150 shares of MP. Still a long-term believer, but I did de-risk into this 70 failure, as you guys remember. Just hasn't been able to get a move. ARM, yeah, just ARM's been doing nothing. ARM's got earnings coming up, though. Should be interesting. Google, you don't got to mention, right? This is something we talked about on the Thursday call last week. Don't look at things that aren't moving, man. Don't waste your time. 340, 341 on Google here, Chef. I really would like a pullback here on Goog. The only other spot you can maybe look for would be like this little wick high right here holding, and yesterday's like right between this zone maybe. Like this 345, 346 might be a little bit of a pullback spot. But I do like, I mean, that's a perfect hold yesterday. Look at that hold on Google. Look at that. But yeah, I'd say if Google wants to stay very strong today, Chef, I'd look for this high here and this high here to turn into that new low. Sort of something like this, right? Or you get your pullback to 340, 341 again. All right. So I've been wanting to introduce this to you guys because I'm going to start doing this as a potential hedge. I want to start playing around with the prediction markets. It's something that's, sort of new, and people are, getting into it. And I want to see if there's a way to hedge using this. Not sure I'm going to make a trade every day on this, but our thesis for the day as like a way to make a little bit of money. So you can, on Kalshi here, you can say, what is the S&P going to be at 4 p.m. today, right? Is it going to be above it? Is it going to be below a certain level? And I've been looking around and seeing if I like anything, like on certain days. Like yesterday, I would have loved to say that the S&P was going to hold above that Thursday and Friday low, right? That would have been a great, like using that analysis to then put like hey, it's going to stay above this level. I like that idea. Today, I don't know if I'm going to make a trade because I'm not sure I am too confident on this. I think you possibly see the SPX. Is this the 7,000 SPX day? Maybe. I'm not too confident on that today because you are still up into these highs. So I'm not really confident in putting on a 7,000 or above trade on SPX today. That is what pays the best, obviously, because of, it's basically the right at that middle point. So like if you bought this for $100, you'd double your money if it held above 7,000. I just don't know if I like that trade today. I do like maybe some of the lower trades. I was looking to maybe play a hold above this Friday high, which would be, let me see what that Friday high is. The Friday high on SPX is like right around this 69.60. So what is the 69.60s call? Above 69.50. If I put $50 on that, I only make $3 on that. So yeah, I don't really like the trades there today. The 69.50 I do like as a hedge. I like maybe playing it's going to hold over Friday's highs, right? I think I like that trade on Kalshi here, but not really paying that great. Maybe it'll pay great later. 69.75, that's sort of where you're opening, or I don't know, you're probably opening a little bit higher than that. But I like this idea. When I find a good trade, I want to sort of set these up. When I have a really confident thesis on the day, like I know where I think the S&P might try to stay above, I want to use Kalshi to put in a little bit of money, and I think it would be fun for the live streams as well. I think this would be a fun little way to implement some predictions for us in the live stream. I did partner with Kalshi as well, so if you guys are interested in doing this with me, there's a code Vincent. If you ever wanted to look into these prediction markets, get more used to them, there's a lot of cool things on here, honestly, like the government shutdown. I'm not sure I'm going to trade on this. How long is it going to last? That's sort of interesting. It's a lot of financial stuff, S&P, Nasdaq, So interesting little analysis. If we can leverage our technical analysis and our key levels to do some predictions, which is basically like hedging trades, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I don't mind dabbling in this. So something that I'm going to implement into the live streams, guys. I think it'll be fun. We can make some predictions here on the live stream. If there's something we really like on a certain day, we can maybe, and then maybe we sort of do some giveaways. If we make money in this, maybe we do some giveaways. I put $1,000 in just to see what we can do. Maybe this is like a giveaway fund for us on the live stream. That could be fun. Make some predictions together. If we win, we give away the money. How about that? I like that idea. But I just don't know if I like a trade today on this. The high will be SP this year. S&P range on Friday. So, okay, so that's on Friday. Today is this one. So right now it's 50-50, 7,000 or above. I would like this 69.50 to give me a little bit of a better odds. If this can maybe come down a little bit, I don't want to make $3 on $50. You know what I mean? You feel me on that? It's not really worth the risk. So we'll be smart about it, right? I'm not going to just throw on trades to have fun with you guys. We'll be smart about it. I just don't really like what I'm looking at here right now today. So once we have a really confident thesis, then we'll look for the juice. But yeah, it's just not enough. It looks like it's actually increasing though. Look at that. So hopefully this sort of fades a little bit closer to like maybe 70 cents or 60 cents. Then we can get a better odds there. Super Bowl, yeah, we'll see. It's a cool way to sports bet as well. What do we got on the Super Bowl? Seattle. I'm with that on Seattle. I agree. You guys remember I said that on the last live stream. But we're going to keep it financial markets on this stream, guys. I'm not going to get into sports. So we'll keep it, I told myself if I'm going to introduce something like this into the stream, I want it to be something that we like and we're sort of aligned with. This is not sports betting for me. This is not, I don't sports bet, by the way, just so you guys know. Everyone always asks me, Desi, do you sports bet? All my friends are degenerate sports bettors. I just don't do it because I know I take too much risk trading every day. So sports betting just doesn't really do it for me. But if we can leverage our analysis and our knowledge of the markets to hedge some positions, hey, I don't mind it. But yeah, if you guys do want to check this out, down below in the description, you can use the link, use my code Vincent, and play around. Don't learn more about, basically. So something we will implement. But today, nothing. I don't like it. All right, guys, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the live stream today. Trying to implement some cool things, some ways to have more interaction with y'all. I think that'll be a fun way. Today, careful of these highs. I like the pullback longs. I like the daily 20. I like the 25.8 on the ES. I love this spot. 69.94, 69.91. If we can get a little pullback to that, that would be nice. What would be nice, right? And I think the best way to do this on Kalshi actually is to live bet it, like live predict it. So if we can get that pullback, right, towards the 69.94, right? So if we get a pullback to 69.94, then we go check out what that 69.50 SPX is looking like, right, on Kalshi. Then we can see if that's an opportunity, right? So if we got a pullback today towards 69.94, and we're looking at that long potential, then we come in here and say, all right, what's this trading at the 69.50? That's what I'll do today. So that's sort of how I would sort of predict it or look for it. Press that like button. Not even 1,000 likes today. Holy shit. That's sad. Sad, man. Sad. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's make it a great trading day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love.